Welcome back, everybody, to the Nosebleed Sports Podcast. I'm Chris Witt, and with me, as always, is Mr. Adam Schmidt. Adam, how are you today, sir?
Wonderful. How about you?
But I'm terrific. You know what I had today? Right before I got home?
What's that?
I had an M&M McFlurry.
Whoa.
McFlurry machine, not down in Sailor Park.
Oh,
Is that Sailor Park? Is that what that McDonald's is called on 50? Is that Sailor Park? I always call it McDonald's or Cleves, or is it considered Cleves?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to call it Cleves.
Cleves McDonald's sounds right.
Yeah. First off, by far the only good McDonald's in the tri-state.
I gotta think there's only one wherever
Yeah,
it is.
they are. Their stuff is always made right. I've never in my life ever had an issue there. Like, you ask for something and you get it. First McFlurry I've had in forever, because I don't even ask for McFlurries, because I don't think anybody actually has a McFlurry machine that works anymore.
No, it's broken.
There's a part for McFlurry machines that just go bad and nobody has them anymore.
Well,
but anyway, look at this. I got McFlurry all over my pants while I was driving. Dude, it was a sloppy mess. There's so many M&Ms. I was like, oh man, all the M&Ms are in this first bite. No, they loaded that song
throughout, huh?
Bro,
that's good, man. Because I'll get a Blizzard from wherever, whatever ice cream shop or whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get a heavy load at the top, like you said, and it's ice cream. It's soft serve ice cream.
You gotta like push it down, and not this, man, not this. I was very, very happy. Just a great job all around. Like, the sandwiches just seem fresh, even though there's nothing fresh about a McDonald's sandwich.
No.
They just seem fresher than other McDonald's sandwiches.
Shout out Cleves McDonald's.
Cleves, Sailor Park, wherever the heck that's at. Yeah.
Good for them.
So yeah, I'm doing great. Had a great poop right before you got here and while you were here.
While I was here. Your daughter was yelling into you a million times.
She says,
like, leave me alone.
Daddy, your friend's downstairs.
I heard that as I was walking down.
I said, what's his name?
She knew it.
She did.
She knew it.
Did.
I was walking up your porch, and you can see the little window on the side or whatever,
side light,
and I could see the girls kind of running into the living room.
Yeah.
And they saw me as I'm getting up there, and I could see the dogs following them, kind of chasing them, and I'm like, I could tell the dogs were all wound up. I'm like,
we just got home.
Maybe I should just wait until I see Chris come out here.
We just got home, so the dogs just got out. Did they get you pretty good? I apologize. I wasn't there.
They were very eager to
say hello,
messing with people. Yeah.
How did Remy jump on you?
You know what? I blocked it early. Blocked it early. I just gave a little nudge, like, hey, because I can tell
he always wants to.
I can read him now.
Yeah.
So I can tell when he's getting ready to. And, I would give him a little like, nope, give him a little nudge.
Yeah, because you're at the point now where if they're out for all day and you walk in, sometimes they like this. There's been time where they'll stay on the couch.
That's right.
Yeah. That's pretty. Right. It's impressive.
That's nice.
Not today, bub. They're locked up for a few hours. What's a cabanas?
I didn't see you, and I didn't see your wife. I'm like, the girls are gonna watch me get eaten alive. No, it was fun.
Those dogs will never hurt you. It was fine. Yeah. That's good. That's good. All right, so let's get on to what we got going on today. So we've got, first off, our Cincinnati Reds are blistering hot right now. Another come from behind W. We'll talk about the Reds. We're going to talk maybe a little bit about the NBA. Now that, what did I want to say there? Now that the NBA Finals is over, they've officially announced Ja Morant's suspension. So we kind of like to pick your brain on what you think about that, how you feel about that whole thing. And then I had to explain to my son why Ja Morant was suspended for 25 games.
We'll talk about
Yeah, we'll get into all that. But let's start this thing out the way we always do.
Yep.
Adam somehow continues to find new Reese's.
Yep.
And I'm pretty proud of him for that. By the way, I think I know what the next one is going to be. I think I've got it if I can find them. I've seen them before. I just got to find them, but I got a really good one next.
So I've got this one. I've got another one that I bought yesterday that I saw. And then
Okay.
there's another one that I know for sure that's in the freezer section that I'll buy at some point.
I was
that we
thinking about
haven't tried.
something that's in the freezer section
Okay.
too.
Maybe it's the same thing.
Might be the same thing. Does it have silver wrapping on it?
No.
Oh, okay. It might be different. All right.
Might be
I
different.
like it. I like it. I just gave mine away though. Maybe not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I know. I think I know.
Right.
I think
I'm pretty sure I've seen them, right? Have you seen that? Have you seen them with Reese's?
The ice cream sandwich.
I was going to say
deal?
the Klondike bar.
Okay, okay.
Pretty sure I've seen
I
Klondike
like
with Reese's. I
feel
feel like we need to have Klondike with Reese's for sure.
Yes, of course.
Oh man, this looks delicious. What do we
Okay.
got here?
This is a Colliders.
Oh, nice.
This is Colliders. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, but
you know it's hilarious.
Twisted. Vanilla flavored dessert. This is bad. Vanilla flavored dessert.
Yep.
Not ice cream. It's not pudding. It's dessert.
It's dessert
with Reese's crumbles.
Mm.
And the Reese's crumbles are
crumble.
On top.
They're on top. You have to distribute on your own. Look at this guy. Came with utensils in this place.
Came with plastic utensils.
So my dad. Oh, there's salt packets in here.
Oh,
I got something
it's gonna smell like pepper.
I got something.
These things are gonna smell like pepper.
You think so?
Affect this.
I don't think so. I was thinking about how I'm gonna have salt. I'm gonna have salt to eat while we're doing the podcast.
There you go.
Pretty excited. Now you want me? I'm smelling the thing. So my dad found these and bought them and put them in his refrigerator, and I forgot to bring them home. And it was like, and he was like, "Man, I just threw them out because it may or may not have been too long." So super excited about this. While we work on getting all the straps and craps and who haps, I mean that's only half. You got the rest of mine? The rest of another half. They got this big tub of what was it called? Vanilla dessert. And it's only half full. The crumbles are definitely not going to fill this thing up.
No. This is not gonna be a McDonald's flurry. This is gonna be a few crumbles at the top of this.
Oh yeah.
Puddings.
This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard to mix up because this is like rock solid here.
Yeah, I thought it would look like it was.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is pathetic.
This is the math.
All right,
here, bud.
So far, I'm at like a 3.
This is losing points just because of the amount of work I've had to put in.
That's right.
This is ridiculous.
Chris, nothing. What's the saying? Nothing good is worth. Nothing easy is worth.
I feel like I feel like that's it. I feel like that's exactly what the saying is. What you just said. That's the saying. Oh boy. Okay. So getting this thing kind of mixed in here a little bit. While we do that, bring back another segment that we haven't done in a while. This is a big one for me, man. This one hits kind of close to home.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's had this for a while, but our man Pat Sajak, dearly departed. Is that what it was called? Dearly departed?
Well, yeah, it was. That was for deceased people, but
he didn't die.
He did not die.
I just killed Pat Sajak. He just retired. That's all he did.
He is going to retire after this next season.
Oh man, I just killed Pat Sajak.
Yeah, man. It's been like 41 years or something like that. That's
been alive.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he was the first and only host. And it's going to be interesting because you would think Wheel of Fortune would continue.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to find the second.
And that's host. Like Jeopardy, right?
Yeah.
When Uncle Trebek had all his stuff going down. Can I just give this? I'm going to give this just an 8-8.
Oh, really not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's pretty good. I'm just disappointed in the fact that I had to do all that extra crap.
Yeah. How do you feel the Reese's crumbles are? I mean, is that a traditional Reese's taste to you?
Mm-hmm. I feel like as far as I can tell, the peanut butter tastes pretty Reese's ZZZ. I can't tell with the chocolate, but I mean, that's not bad. I'd eat that again.
This is a weird thing, man.
What are you thinking, Bo? What's your thoughts on it?
They're 100% right to not call it pudding. They're 100% right to not call it ice cream. It is dessert.
It's dessert.
I don't know what it is. It's fat and sugar, and I'm sure like a pudding.
Somewhat.
All right. I mean, the last couple bites were not too bad. I'm giving this I'm gonna go like a 7.6.
Oh, okay.
Kind of low. It was still not bad.
It's kind of low.
Not bad, but
I'm gonna rinse it down with one of our previously eaten pretzel or Reese's minis. So, all right. So 7, 6, and 8-2. So Pat Sajak. I mean, when we talk Wheel of Fortune, can we be honest? I mean, it's pretty much. It's not about Pat Sajak, right?
About Vanna White, right?
It's all about Vanna White. Have you seen Wheel of Fortune lately?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, girl's looking great.
Yeah, I have seen a picture of her. A couple pictures of her.
Mm-hmm.
You know? The only Wheel of Fortune I've seen lately is the things that come up like on TikTok and stuff. Clips of people just guessing outrageous things.
So great.
They're so funny.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that this guy was kept spinning and was choosing letters in the order that spells a very bad word. He was buying vowels and everything in the exact right place. And somebody called that out. That was kind of funny.
So good.
But yeah. I mean,
can I get a F? Thank you, Pat. I'd like to buy a vowel. Can I get a U? Thank you. Spin again. All right. For 300, can I get a C, please? That's awesome.
Oh, man. Yes, that is the only Wheel of Fortune I've seen lately. But, I mean, shout out Pat Sajak. Mm-hmm. I mean, legend gets thrown around too much, but that's kind of the definition, right?
GOAT. See the GOAT of
well, he's the only one, so he has to be, I guess.
Not just the Wheel of Fortune, but I mean, you got Bob of what's hosts? Bob's name? Yeah, you got Alex Trebek, you got Bob Euchre. Not Bob Euchre. What's that guy's name? Help me out.
From
Barker.
Bob Barker.
Okay, Bob Barker.
From Price is Right.
I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that are, could be put in that GOAT status. Is Pat Sajak officially in the GOAT status?
It's going to be Alex Trebek for me.
Yeah.
But Pat Sajak's up there.
Maybe the Mount Rushmore, maybe not GOAT, but he might be on the Mount Rushmore, or at least in that conversation.
I think so.
I love that.
I mean, who else is there? Because we've got a million. Yeah. I mean, really,
Wayne Brady. Drew Carey.
Wayne Brady? Oh yeah. He hosts.
He's hosted like 17 shows, but here's the deal: they've all been canceled, so he can't be on there.
What was the one? There's one Deal or No Deal? Or no. That's not Wayne Brady. What's the one he does? He hosts during the day.
It has to do with make a bet or where you can either take the $4,000 or what's behind curtain number 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
it's brought back of an old show.
So you got Wheel of Fortune. That's right off the bat.
Right.
You can start and you can have that one if you want. We going game shows back
Let's do it. Let's do it. No, you start.
Then I'm going to go Jeopardy.
I'm going to go Wheel of Fortune.
The Price is Right.
Whose line is it anyway?
At midnight.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Hollywood Squares.
Man, this is really sucking. Password.
The Newlywed Game.
Oh, God, you suck.
Chuck Woolery.
Oh, Chuck Woolery. I'm trying to think of Double Dare.
Ooh, good one. God, that's a good one. Oof. Then I see your Double Dare and I raise you a Triple Dare now.
Yeah. Are we coming?
Physical challenge.
Are we coming to an end?
No.
Okay, because I might be. I've got one left in my head, and I got to start thinking of another.
Remote Control was
I mean,
one on MTV a long time ago.
I believe you. I believe you. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That was a game show.
Yeah, with the kids, and they had remember the temple. It was another Nickelodeon show.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I dressed up like a person on the show for Halloween one year.
Did you?
Yeah. They wore like a helmet and bike pads and all kinds of stuff.
So was it like a spin-off of the movie of the?
Probably.
Okay.
I think it came first, one of the two.
Oh.
This is back when we were kids.
Okay. I don't even remember.
You remember Legends of the Hidden Temple? And the temple would like talk to you, like it would talk?
No, but where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Isn't that a cartoon?
No. That was a game show. You had to know your geography.
Yeah.
Chief.
Buddy, I think oh man. I should have been more prepared because I've known we were going to do this for 2 weeks.
I didn't look at any either.
Oh my gosh. God, there are people listening to this right now screaming out game shows right now.
That's right.
They're just screaming them out. Did you say Deal or No Deal?
When we were talking before, but not in this
All
game.
right, I'll take it.
There you go. Good
I'll
call.
take it. I'll take it.
The weakest link.
You are the winkest leak. The winkest.
The winkest leak.
Winkest least. The least wink. The weakest least link. Easy for you to say. All right, buddy. This was way better when we were just. I feel like this was better with the wrestling moves that nobody ever got to hear because the podcast sound was so bad.
Was that one? I thought
that was the
before.
one. No, it was the one where the podcast sound was bad. We always do it again, DDT, and no, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
I think that might be it, bud.
Okay.
You got to double down to get the dub though.
Oh.
You got to double down to get the dub,
Okay,
even though you went first.
Oh.
I got it. Prices. No. Family Feud. Yes.
Ooh.
Let's go.
How do we
Steve Harvey.
Gee.
Yeah. Yeah.
$20,000 pyramid. Wasn't that it, or $10,000 pyramid?
Either one works for me.
$10,000 pyramid, I think.
I think you got me now. I think I'm done. I got nothing else. The Steve Harvey just popped in my head at the last second.
Pretty good.
All right, well done. You beat me again in this stupid game.
I don't think you won wrestling, didn't you?
Did I? Maybe. I don't
remember.
know. Either way, speaking of wrestling, how about Ja Morant?
Speaking of wrestling. Yeah.
What are your thoughts? 25 games comes out afterwards. We knew that Adam Silver straight up said they were waiting for the finals to get over to announce suspension. They announced it. It's 25 games. Thoughts? The right amount of games, not a right amount of games. What do you think?
Man, this is tough. There's kind of no precedent for this. There have been gun incidents in the NBA before, people bringing them into locker rooms and stuff even. But this is the social media era, and that's the difference, I think, now.
Yeah.
You're representing the league whether you want to or not at all times. And that's the idea. He wanted to give a heavy fine, a heavy punishment to
second
know,
offense too. He came out and was very apologetic, and even Adam Silver came out and was saying, like, listen, we really believe that he was sorry about what he did, and what he did was wrong. And so the fact that just a month or two later this happened,
he went to rehab for 3 days or whatever.
Yeah, we don't even know what it was for, but whatever. So I kind of like this number though.
25.
So they take this number. You are ineligible for all postseason awards.
Oh,
because you're not going to play enough games to be eligible for any postseason awards. You're not going to be eligible for any first or second team all NBA teams. Don't play enough games. That's going to hurt his pocketbook again. There's a lot that was, I think it was well done. He's not going to have enough games in, I believe, to be able to make the All-Star team. So this was a strategic number, I believe, on their part for those reasons, to where it was long enough, but to get, to make it hurt and to take those big accomplishments away from him. But at the same time, he's a very marketable human being. And the NBA, as bad as it might sound, they don't want to lose him. I mean, they want to be able to market off of him, one, for monetary reasons, and two, because it's the same thing. He's viable. He's valuable to them.
He's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Then in that case, yes, I agree. 25 games is pretty good. You got to make it hurt.
And yeah, I mean, Adam Silver said, there was a thing, Ja Morant came out and said it wasn't a real gun, it was a toy gun or something like that. Number one, whatever, you can believe it or not, but Adam Silver's response to that was perfect. He was on Dan Patrick's show and they were talking to him, and his response was, well, I believe he was treating the real gun like it was a toy, and that was a reason he got suspended in the beginning. So the fact that he continued to treat anything like it was a toy is going to be the exact same thing. So he put it back around on Ja, like, look, bro, it could be a toy or not a toy. The fact is you're pulling it out there and using it in a form or fashion that it's not like in brandishing it and flailing it around like you did before. That's the whole point. Just stop.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It has to be done.
Are he and his boys playing guns?
Well, the crazy, yeah. Who has a toy? What adult has a toy gun that they're
it sure looked
pulling out. I mean, I didn't see a red tip. Maybe he painted it, for the video. But the crazy part is it's his boys. Was it Instagram or whatever live it was his buddy's thing that it was on.
Yep.
And even his buddy must have been like, oh boy, because as that gun gets shown, he immediately pulls the camera down and starts turning to oh man, what are you doing? Oh, I'm not gonna be the one. Yeah, kind of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was fake in any way. If it was, I could care less. The point, Adam Silver made a great point with the whole treating it like a toy in the beginning. So whether this is a toy or not, you're doing the same thing.
That's right. And
making light in that case, it might be worse because you're making light of the fact that you just got suspended before that.
Yeah, you're flaunting you're obviously he keeps making mistakes, because not only that, he had so it was the gun in the strip club, it was the gun on the Instagram thing, but there was a threat to a Foot Locker employee or something before that. There was a threat.
The whole thing with the red laser coming from his boys into was it the Pacers?
Yeah.
Into the Pacers. We talked about that, didn't we?
We may have, maybe. Yeah. But either way, that's another one. He's hanging around with the wrong people, or he's got the wrong mindset in his head. I mean, I don't know if he grew up around that, because that's, a lot of people that are into that game are grow up around it, and that's what they know, and they think that's how you're supposed to live and that kind of thing. It's incredibly dangerous, of course, and you're representing one of the most high-profile leagues in the world, and you're one of the most high-profile players. It matters a lot how you carry yourself and the decisions you make all the time, whether you're in a Memphis Grizzlies jersey or not at the time. Everybody knows who you are. You have to behave a certain way. You have to. If you can't, there are going to be repercussions, and these are, in 25 games is what it is. And I'm glad you said that. I didn't even realize that's going to affect all that other stuff.
Yep.
And that's going to affect his ability to make a little bit more money. But definitely have those things on his resume, that additional All-Star game, that additional All-NBA team, all that stuff. So 25 is okay. The Players Association came out and said they're unhappy with it.
Well, I feel like they almost have to, though, right? I mean, they almost have to.
I guess, but
because you have to set a precedent that we're always going to have your back. We're going to appeal everything, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it's a union, but at the same time, you hope that the guys that are responsible, and I've heard a lot of people talk about, there are all these guys that want to talk to them. There are like some rappers and stuff that came out. I think who's the super famous, super popular one that was he's not
Jay-Z.
no Lil Wayne.
Lil Weezy.
Lil Wayne.
Dude, he's the wrong one. He's the wrong one. Lil Weezy. Actually, maybe he's the right one. But Weezy don't seem like he's right in the head.
Yeah.
I love me some Lil Wayne. Don't get me wrong. One of the best lyricists back in the day. But now I think my man's just a little off. Like he doesn't write anything down anymore. And maybe you should write it down before you get in the booth because what you're saying doesn't make sense. Different, like he's just a little, but you know his whole story, right? You've heard his whole story before. Like he's 100% against racism and all that stuff, but he doesn't talk about it. Like he's like, look, man, I don't know what you're all talking about, but I got shot when he was like 15 or 16, and all these cops came in to the room where it happened, and he said, I call him Uncle John. I don't know his real, I can't remember his name, but he said, I call him Uncle John to this day. He walked straight in. He didn't just see some black man in the middle of a gang shooting. He saw a young black man he saw a young man that was injured, and he picked me up and carried me outside, and he saved my life, all that stuff. So he talks about that all the time. So maybe that's it, right? He's been shot. He's been in a situation like that. So maybe he's the one, but I didn't mean race, the cop stuff where he's like, he doesn't get into the cop, the hating cops, hating the police and all that. He's he's totally against it because of that situation that happened to him. But anyway, so maybe that's a good guy to talk to. I don't know. Cause I don't know what's he going to tell you? Like, you're here, stop doing that. Lil Wayne went to jail because he had like 37 guns and he was on parole.
I think it was him that said he reached out to Ja's people or whatever to try to get a hold of him to talk to him, and he ignored him.
Wow.
Ja Morant ignored him.
Wow.
Yeah. He was
Left him on
I
red.
just saw a couple clips like about that stuff when he was on a podcast, I guess.
Lil Wayne was on a podcast?
Yeah.
I would listen to Lil Wayne on a podcast. Yeah. I love listening to Lil Wayne get interviewed.
He's got an interesting voice.
He's got an interesting voice and got an interesting voice, man. But he also don't make it look it sounds when he talking, man.
Anyway,
I love Lil Wayne. At the same time, he's one of my favorite artists. I like he's one of my favorite hip hop artists out there.
I never got into him just because I kind of gave up on hip hop a long time ago. But anyway,
man, DJ, go DJ. Is that my DJ? Oh, I love that song.
That's him.
I loved Go DJ. On the 101, I'm the hottest under the sun. I come from under the tongue. Your arm, you pow one to the head. Now you know he did.
So
now you know I'm playing like a pro in the game. Nah, better yet, a veteran, a Hall of Fame. I got the medicine. I'm better than all the names. Yo, it's Cash Money Records, man. A lawless game. I love that song.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. You perform it very well. No, I
can't do the Wheezy voice. I was trying to get into that. I was trying to
good.
get some Wheezy voice. I was trying to get the no, man. I was trying to get it. I was trying to get it.
Sounds better when you do it as yourself, actually. Anyway, there are multiple people who have said, and former players and stuff who have said, like, look, you know, I want to talk to Ja. I haven't talked to him or whatever, but I want to talk to him about, and there are plenty of people that want to help him. Does he want the help? I don't know. Like they sent him somewhere to get his mind right for a few days or whatever, a week or something like that during the season. Didn't seem to help.
He said he was depressed and a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Sure. So then definitely take as much time as you need to take care of that stuff. You have to. And if that's what's making him dance around with guns and pull out guns in strip clubs and stuff because you're depressed.
He was depressed because he couldn't be at home with his kids and he was out of town. So instead of being locked up in his room,
he was out of town in a strip club.
Instead of being locked in his room while he's out of town away from his fam, he just had to get out and go do something. And that's when he got himself in trouble because he was depressed being in the hotel by himself.
Okay.
Hey, look, tell me that if you were, tell me that if
teammates.
you're not feeling good, and some big booty girl putting it up and smacking around in your face make you, just for the moment, maybe a little less depressed.
All right, leave your gun at the hotel then.
I mean, I totally agree with that. Why you got a gun in the club anyway?
And don't get out your phone and start recording in a place like that either.
So dumb.
Anyway, man. Yeah, Ja's going to be suspended 25 games, and we'll see. We'll see what that does to the Grizzlies, because that's the other thing too, is that's going to punish his team. And now Steven Adams will be back, so they probably won't lose any games, but that's a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Steven Adams. Steven Adams will be back.
I was
they
just
probably
listening.
Won't lose any games.
I missed them lose any games in my head. I totally missed that. I apologize.
It wasn't funny.
I totally apologize.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the Grizzlies, and that's going to hopefully affect him a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if they lose, especially if they come out of that 25 games with a losing record or something like that, things aren't going great. Hopefully he feels that while it's happening. It doesn't have to depress him anymore or anything like that, but he's got to understand, like, hopefully that's what really hits him hard, even more so than the pocketbook or the achievements at the end of the year. I let my team down.
Right.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. You think so, but you never know. I don't know him as a person. So, yeah. So I mean, I hope everything straightens out with the kid. I really do. I hope, because he's not just because he's a phenomenal athlete, but just as a person. I hope the right decisions come through from there. And the fact that he is a very incredible athlete that a lot of kids look up to. I did explain it to my 10-year-old today. I was like, he was like, is Ja Morant suspended? I was like, yeah, 25 games. He was like, well, that's not a big deal. 25 days isn't that long. The season doesn't even start for a while. And I was like, nah, bro, first 25 games of the season.
Yeah.
And he said, wow, what did he do? I was like,
it's like 70 or 80 days.
I said he had a gun, and he was showing it off a little, what I say? I said he was showing it off in a kind of unsafe way. He goes, you're allowed having a gun. And I was like, yeah, you are allowed to have a gun, but you can't treat it like a toy. You can't be unsafe. And then he just sat in the back for a few minutes, and that was the end of the conversation.
Thinking about it.
Yep. Just sit back there, a little 10-year-old mind, just, probably spinning in circles. It's like, bro, you got any other questions, man? You just let me know.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There are a lot of kids that look up to Ja Morant because he's a good basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's the biggest reason why he's being suspended, because that's the case.
Yep. That's exactly right. Speaking of Ja Morant, dude, how about these red legs? Yeah. Joey Votto was on the Dan Patrick Show today. I love Dan Patrick Show, in case you don't know.
I know.
I love that show.
Yeah.
And he promised a home run. Actually, he didn't promise a home run. Dan Patrick asked him if he would hit a home run for the listeners. And he said, I'll tell you what I'll do, Dan. I'm going to try my hardest. And Dan goes, you heard it here first. Joey Votto promising a home run today. He's so good, dude. He's so funny on those things. He's such a great interview.
I like I see a lot of clips. I don't listen to the show normally, but I see a lot of clips when he has Larry Bird on once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Or Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller's on all the time.
Yeah.
Reggie Aloysius Miller Jr. the Third.
Junior the Third.
He calls all these people. It's Michael Porter Jr. the Third. He's got all kinds of Junior the Thirds.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so the Reds have won today. They won their 11th game in a row.
Great. You got Votto just came back in the middle of this. 3 ribs, home run in his second at bat, going crazy. You got Ellie De La Cruz, who has now beat out a ground ball to first base, a ground ball to shortstop, and a ground ball to third base. Cleanly fielded balls. Beat out.
Yep.
You have Ellie De La Cruz that has hit 3 home runs in a week and a half. Two. Just 2?
I think it's just 2.
He just hit one last night. Does that count? That was the second one?
Yeah. But
But he was hitting,
now
no,
has
he was hitting
back-to-back
280 or
multi-hit
something.
games.
Yeah, he was hitting 280 or something after today's game.
Yeah.
Maybe even higher now.
Yeah, he's in the 300s now.
Is it because he was hitting 271 on the at bat before? Because I watched him hit his home run. He was hitting 271 before that at bat.
Okay.
Either way, kid's raking, kid's incredible, so fast. And Votto was actually talking about how he understands what his speed means. He understands that people are there to see him run. So he runs every chance he gets. I think that is so cool.
In a 3-3 tie in the 8th inning today, he blooped a ball like between the third baseman and left fielder, kind of just in the outfield and opposite field. He was hitting left-handed, and he got a double out of it. I mean, the guy, the left fielder fielded it as soon as it was just in no man's land, but he fielded it immediately, threw it to second base immediately. Ellie dove head first, but he was there 2 seconds before the ball was.
He yesterday he hits so he hit a home run yesterday. He also hits a ground ball into left center. The center fielder runs over, slides, picks it, right? Cleans it fieldy. A ground ball to center field, picks it up cleanly, and throws it to third. He threw it to third. That's cold. I got cold chills. It's a ground ball to center field. De La Cruz is on second base. My man popped up and threw it to third on a ground ball to center field. Did not get by him. Ground ball to left center, picks it before it gets in the gap, throws it to third so he doesn't get a triple on a single. Like the third baseman wasn't even there. He had to run over back to the base because it was like, what are you doing? But he knew. I mean, it's insane. This guy's speed is incredible. He's being talked about everywhere.
That's right.
Everywhere.
And the funny thing is, Matt McLean's maybe even been better.
Spencer Steer has been
great.
phenomenal with 3 rookies right now that are McLean's not a rookie, is he?
Yeah.
He is? Because Steer got rookie of the month last month. I mean, we've got 3 rookies that are killing ball. And then Friedel came back, and Fraley's back. And Fraley's back, and their hustle.
He hit the game-winning home run today. Yeah.
Did he? And well, Fraley was the one who scored on he was on second base or first, I can't remember, but he scored the other night just on pure hustle. Like that, the energy that's on this team is so incredible. And I think Votto will pull from that. He's still got pop in his bat, obviously. He can still hit. He's still got a great eye. Not as athletic, obviously, as he was before, being 39 years old, about to be 40, just a few days before me, which means he's older than me. I think his birthday's the 20th. And but that means that he's older than me. So if I ever wanted to buy a Votto jersey, I could rock it.
Oh, okay.
I refuse to buy a jersey of someone younger than me.
Someone younger. I mean, if somebody offered you an Ellie De La Cruz jersey, though.
Yeah, that's going up on the wall. I'll take it.
Oh,
I just not rocking it, baby. You're never going to catch me in it. I get one for Parker. Parker's already in love with Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, sure.
And Jonathan India's having a phenomenal third year now.
Yep.
After his sophomore slump.
Yep. Stevenson had a little bit of a slump there for a while, and he's come out of it in the last week or so. I think he hit a home run today.
And to win 11 straight games, your team has to be hitting on all cylinders. Abbott struggled. First time he struggled on the mound today. Gave up 3 solo home runs and then shut it down.
Besides the 3 solo home runs, he faced the minimum in 6 innings.
That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
6 innings, 3 home runs in the first 4 innings, and he faced, what is that? 21 batters?
Yeah, 21, including the,
That's insane.
Yeah.
The kids that it's getting fun. And this is with Lodolo out and Hunter Green now out.
Yep.
Hunter Green just placed on a DL. Like you get Lodolo, Green, Abbott, all firing on all cylinders. This team just being minuscule of what it is now.
Graham Ashcraft out.
They're hitting home runs, but they can they can out hit you too. They can single and double you to death because of the way they play, not necessarily small ball, but just with their speed on the bases. You don't have to be small ball. You just have to be aggressive on the bases, and they are aggressive on the base. Aggressive. I really got worried the other day. De La Cruz is on second. It was a ground ball to shortstop, and they threw to third, and he was safe. Did you see that play yesterday?
No, I missed
He's
it.
on second base. He had a very, very short lead because they had tried in that game. That's what Fraley did. They tried to pick Fraley off at second base, and he came around to score on the pickoff. They overthrew it, and they did the same thing to De La Cruz on the time before that. I think it was De La Cruz. Overthrew, and he took third. So he was very close to the base. Didn't want to get picked off. And ground ball to shortstop. He's going to third. They throw to third to try to get him. He beat it, but he got his hand stepped on by the third baseman.
Oh.
And the guy kept the tag on him, and he came up off the bag, and then the guy fell on top of him. So he was out. And I was like, oh, De La Cruz, that was it. We're done now. That's the end of it. De La Cruz because he wears that pad on his right hand or whichever hand it is, and he got stepped on the other hand.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, he had a couple hits today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Wow.
So it didn't affect him as bad as I
the
thought.
Game-winning run.
There you go. I'm loving these Reds, though.
It's really exciting. For longest win streak for the Reds since 1957.
Really?
Yeah. 11 games is the longest.
So when they won 10 games to get Marty Brennaman's head shaved, that was it. It stopped there, huh? Wow. That's insane. Well, there you go. I mean, it's a fun. The cool thing is they're young and they're fun.
Yep.
And we've talked about them 2 weeks in a row. I'm watching the Reds again. I was not this is last year and this year. I did not watch a lot of Reds baseball.
Me too.
But it's fun. They're just the speed on the bases and the energy that they play with is. And I love the Viking helmet and cape. That's kind of cool too.
I haven't actually seen that happen because I don't get to watch games normally, but
yeah,
I see little pictures.
Votto did his curtain call with the Viking helmet. He didn't want to take it off. He was talking about how he didn't want to take it off. He's seen all these guys doing it all year long, and he hasn't got to wear it, so he didn't want to take it off.
Very nice. I had something else I was thinking. No, I forgot. Anyway, the Reds are super, super fun, and I mean that's the way it goes. It's weird because their bullpen's still struggling a little bit, but during this,
they daggone near game the game away the other day.
Yeah, during this, they were up 8-2 the other day, and they ended up winning
8-7.
Yeah. So it's still weird, and with all those starting pitchers that are hurt, they're finding ways to win, and right now it's with the bats,
yeah,
for sure. But and lead Major League Baseball and come from behind wins. It's just that's happened a couple of times, and there were some really fun teams in the maybe mid 2010s or something like that. That were like that. They like in the first half, they had a bunch of come from behind wins, and it was always fun. And it was different guys doing it like this going on now. Yeah. So they're gonna have to shore up the pitching staff front to back. I mean, the whole thing to sustain it, I think. But
yeah, so that's the thing. So they're 2 years early, right? I mean, you would think in the whole rebuild process of when they thought they would actually be able to be a good team. So at this point, I mean, they still have some prospects down in the minor leagues too. Like they've got some good prospects down there. So at this point, are you like, all right, here we are. It's the All-Star break. We are first in our division, let's say by 2 or 3 games. Do we make a move now to get a bullpen guy? Do we make a move to get a starter? It won't be a starter. It'd be a bullpen guy. Does something like that happen?
So I believe they did make a trade today. And I can't remember who it was, but I think they traded a couple minor leaguers for an arm. Why would that be so hard to find? Should be like one of the first things that comes up. Anyway, I shouldn't have even said anything unless I researched that, but I was pretty sure I saw something about that. Lance McAllister put something on Facebook. That's where I saw it.
Okay. So I'll look it up. Tell me what you think about it.
Anyway, I don't remember who the guy was. I feel like it was a name I've heard though. But if they're making moves already, that's a good sign, because we talked about briefly last week about if they make.
This is all rumors, man. Everything on here is rumors.
Okay.
Cincinnati Reds traded right-handed pitcher Joe Cunell to Houston Astros for cash.
Yeah, I think that was a couple.
That was yesterday, 21 hours ago. So they got rid of a guy for some money, but there's nothing else on here, bro. Sorry, Holmes. There's a lot of rumors. There's lots of rumors. I love when there's things that say Reds trade rumors.
Oh, here it is. Let's see. Oh, never mind. This he posted that today and said April 12th, 2023. Reds trade these two guys for Will Benson.
Oh yeah, Will Benson.
Okay, that's what I saw.
Love me some Will Benson too. Love me some Will Benson. Not an arm. He's a bat.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go.
But
super excited about these
some moves.
Redlegs.
Make some moves and go all in.
You're in. You're ready to go right now. Go all in.
It.
I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. I like that. I could see him getting a above average reliever, just to see. Okay, let's just try to do one thing. We'll throw him to death and see if this doesn't make what we have work.
You try.
And if you get Lodolo and Green back, and you got that 1-2-3 punch with those young guys of Abbott, Lodolo, and Green, good night, bud. I'm gonna tell you right now.
And if you get most of the time, if you can get 6 out of those guys, and then you can go with like Lucas Sims, and you add a guy, and then you have the best closer in baseball right now already. Then you're not in bad shape, really.
There you go. That's how the Brewers did it a couple years ago. They had that 1-2-3 punch in the bullpen. So there you go. I love it. Sounds good. Go Redlegs. On to the next, Mr. Schmidt. Speaking of Joey Votto, I don't believe we have anything else. Correct?
This is actually going to be a legit
transition. I know. Yeah. Well done, right?
Very good.
Speaking of Joey Votto,
speaking of Ja Morant, we got to talk about first base.
We got to talk about the Mount Rushmore of first baseman.
Right,
Adam. This is going to be a tough one, because there are some studs that have played first base.
Yeah, that's right. So looking at these things, I wrote down, there might be about 20 names here that I wrote down, and I could have added more too, but I wrote down these 20 or so guys. I picked my 4. I marked 2 others, and then there's like another level of kind of another section that's pretty big, I feel like, for everybody else.
Sure. Like if you get into that next section with like Carlos Delgado and Will Clark and Mark Grace and guys like that, right? That's a whole nother level.
Yep.
But that's not competing for a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. But I mean, all-time really good first baseman, those guys you mentioned. But we're talking about the 4 best.
The 4,
our 4 favorite, or whatever you decide.
I mean, it's going to be kind of a mixture.
Yeah.
The way I see it. So, all right. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
You go first.
All right. So for me, number 1 by far, without any, like, there's no one that's even on this guy's level. He is, I've said it on this podcast many times before. He is my all-time favorite. He's my all-time favorite baseball player. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Gotta be Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig. Love Lou Gehrig.
Easily my favorite Yankee.
In speech class, I did his speech. I totally screwed it up and never memorized it for real. But I did. And then I'm you know who I'm putting up next is I'm going with Albert Pujols. I think we have officially seen one of the top 4 first basemen to ever play in our lifetime. I think we honestly did. Now, here's where it gets a little tough, okay? Because you've got a lot of guys and guys that we've heard of for years. Because if you get into crazy stats and you go back to the early 1900s, Jimmy Fox might be one of the top 10 baseball players to ever live.
Yeah.
And if you can't, you have to put him on your Mount Rushmore. I have to, just because of the fact that if you look at his all around stats, he may be one of the top 10 players to ever step onto a baseball field.
Yep.
Which, no, but you don't think about it. But if you look up all time stats and all kinds of different things, he's in the top 15 or 20 in all the biggest categories. So Jimmy Fox absolutely is on mine. And the last one is kind of a tough one. I'm kind of a homer, and we'll go over all kinds of different people that should be on it. I mean, you've got guys like Harmon Killebrew, Hank Greenberg, Don Mattingly. I said Carlos Delgado, who damn near won a Triple Crown, but get a little homerish on this one. Frank Thomas. It's big time homerish, but that's all right. I'm going Frank Thomas because I loved Frank Thomas. So I went with 3 that I think without a doubt are the greatest. And then my favorite. And I did not include guys like Miguel Cabrera or David Ortiz, who played the bulk of their career as DHs. Eddie Murray was a DH, basically. I mean, he played the ball a ton. Actually, maybe not. Maybe he probably played more games at first than DH, but yeah, you got guys like Eddie. There's yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
Do you want to keep going? I mean, Mark Grace. So many. I don't want to do it right now.
Okay.
Let's let you do your thing.
We've already named so many.
We have named so many.
I thought we were going to have the exact same.
Are we not even close?
We're very close.
Are we?
But I think I know what happened.
Okay.
There's a guy that played both first base and outfield. And I think for that reason, I think you may not be.
I know who you're talking about. You talking about Stan Musial?
I am.
Yeah. No, Stan Musial is, again, another guy that's probably in that top 10, top 15 baseball players of all time. That would be my 4th if Frank Robinson wasn't on there.
Frank Thomas.
Frank Robinson? Frank Thomas. I probably meant Frank Thomas.
I had Lou Gehrig's number 1 easy. Albert Pujols is 2 easy for me.
I totally agree with that.
I had Jimmy Fox and I had Stan Musial. And then I told you that I marked my 4 and then I marked 2 other guys.
Who are the other 2?
Frank Thomas.
Yes. Hold on.
Oh,
it's okay. Go ahead.
You want to
go ahead.
Jeff Bagwell.
I like the Bagwell. Yep. I like the Bags.
Yeah.
Bags is good.
When he first came up, when he first came eligible, showed up on the Hall of Fame ballot, and I looked into his numbers and I realized that they were even better than I thought they were.
You know who else is like that? Will Clark. Will Clark was great.
Frank Thomas too.
If you look at their numbers though, you got to play 15 years, of course, to get big numbers, 15 to 20 really. Yeah. And you start looking and you're like, wow, these dudes could really rake. And I'm not talking about just hitting 300-400 home runs. I'm talking hitting 320, 315 consistently. And that's all 3 of those guys we just mentioned. Clark, Bagwell, and Thomas were all not just power hitters that could hit a ball out, but could hit 315 for you for 5 straight years.
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
Also Albert Pujols, also Jimmy Fox.
That's exactly right.
And also Lou Gehrig. All those guys.
Lou Gehrig is going to hit 400 for you and hit 35 bombs, 40 bombs. So
right. Pride of the Yankees is one of my favorite baseball movies for sure.
Such a great movie. Yeah. Oh man.
I have that baby on DVD.
That is such a good movie. Pride of the Yankees.
Gary Cooper.
When they told him to take a bite out of Babe Ruth's straw hat. Oh, it's the funniest thing. And Babe Ruth plays himself. That's kind of cool. Yeah. That movie too. I love that. Babe Ruth plays himself.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. Henry Louis Gehrig. That's how I remember that from that movie.
From that movie, yeah.
I think his mom called him that.
Louis.
Yeah.
They called him Louis.
Anyway, Mount Rushmore of first baseman.
I love it. Yeah. Mount Rushmore of first baseman. That reminds me of a game we've played in the past. Mm-hmm. Lou Gehrig.
Albert Pujols.
Frank Thomas.
Jeff Bagwell.
Tony Perez.
Jimmy Fox.
Pete Rose.
Stan Musial.
Man, my mind goes blank so quick. David Ortiz.
Miguel Cabrera.
Eddie Murray.
Fred McGriff.
Ooh, good one. The Crime Dog. I like that. Chris. Hal Morris.
Ooh. Well, that's gonna make it easy. Todd Benzinger.
I was gonna say, it comes right after that one, right? How about a Willie Stargell?
How about a Sean Casey?
Ooh. I got one in my back pocket. I'm saving it. I just, it's the only name I want to say so bad. And
I'm going to keep going with Reds for a while.
Yeah. That'd be the best way to go. Let's go. Hanley Ramirez.
How about Joey Votto?
How about Cecil Fielder?
How about Scott Hatterberg?
How about Prince Fielder?
How about...
just one game is all we need, right? They only had to play one game at first base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In that case, Joe Mauer.
Joe Mauer played more games there. Justin Morneau.
I'm just gonna say Jason Giambi.
Ooh, well done.
Thanks.
I like the Jason Giambi. How about Andres Galarraga?
Thought you were gonna say Andre the Giant.
He was.
Let's go Keith Hernandez, or as George Costanza says, Keith Hernandez. Yeah,
I like that one. Let's go. How about somebody like a Tino Martinez?
Good call. What about famous first baseman? What about famous first baseman Cap Anson?
Oh, how about the old boy Mo Vaughn?
Oh. Well, if you're talking Mo Vaughn, then I'm talking about I'm talking about Spencer Steer.
Tyler Stevenson.
Yep.
One game, right? That's all we need.
Yep.
All right. That's all we need. That's all we need.
Boy, I mean, I'm trying not to look at my list.
I know. I've turned my phone off, so I can't look at it.
Then I'm going. I think you mentioned him earlier, but I don't think we said it here. Carlos Delgado.
Oh, I love Delgado. How about Hank Greenberg?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I almost went with him on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, actually. I mean, it's an easy one to go with.
Yeah. Then I think we got to talk about. I think we have to talk about. The guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking about him right now.
I think we're thinking of the same guy.
Yeah, we might be.
And I mean, if we are talking about the same guy,
one of the all-time greats.
He's one of the all-time great first basemen.
If we say somebody that we've already said, but we forgot that we said it, is that the end of the game?
Yes.
Dag on it. No, I'm scared to say some names.
We're still only like 20 into this thing.
Are we? Is that it? I feel like we should be doing so much better than this.
Yeah.
It's hard when you get put on the spot.
Yeah. First baseman. Who was okay? We already said his first baseman. Those guys don't play. All right. It's time to stop messing around. Oh, we only need one game. Adam Dunn.
Only need one game. That's all we need is one game. All we need is one game. Oh, if we only need one game, I'm going Bryce Harper.
Okay. Did he play first?
Not only did he play first, but when he started to come back, he's taking ground balls at first constantly.
Yeah.
Keep him out of injury, out of harm's way.
You know what? Loved this guy.
Yeah.
Derek Lee.
Oh, Derek Lee. That's a really good one. How about Anthony Rizzo?
How about an Adrian Gonzalez?
Oh, Agon. That's a really good one.
Thank you.
Man, I'll tell you what, if I had to think of a first baseman, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this guy probably played first base at least once.
Okay. We just guessing.
Will Clark.
Oh, did we not say him?
I don't think we said Will Clark yet.
Okay. All right. Let me think. Then
I'm gonna be in trouble. Somebody's gonna call us out.
yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
get called
forget
out.
somebody big.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then we have to talk about
Can't believe we haven't said
Jose
this guy
Abreu.
yet. How about Mark McGuire?
That's one that we should have got.
That should have been done way earlier.
Okay. Mark McGuire. He played a little first base, didn't he?
Yeah, just a handful of them.
Okay.
And there's okay, I got one now.
Okay. And you already said Mark Grace in this thing.
I did.
So we've covered the Cubs because you just said Anthony Rizzo, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. I appreciate you asking, though.
You're welcome. I mean, let's go down the list here. Randy Milligan.
You suck. Matt Adams. I had Randy Milligan in the back pocket for so long.
Stole your Randy Milligan. Man. You got another one on deck, don't you?
In the chamber, baby. Locked and loaded. You better come up with two quick.
Okay.
Because you're struggling right now. There's a lot of you're on the struggle bus. But you used the one I told you I was keeping in my back pocket.
But sometimes one will start a chain reaction.
Oh yeah.
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well then we're gonna say
yeah. I like it.
Oh, you know what? Brandon Belt.
Sure. That sounds good. I'm gonna go with the end of his career for maybe a year or two. Johnny Bench.
I'm going to stay with your Johnny and go with the Johnny Olerud.
Oh, so good. You have flipped the script, my friend, because now I am in the catbird. You're in the catbird seat. I am in the hot seat. Why is it called the catbird seat?
I've never heard that.
Dad always says that if you're next one in line, you're in the catbird seat.
Yeah, that's some great sayings.
Let's see. Man, Johnny Olerud. That's a good one.
Yeah. If we're talking about first basemen that wear helmets in the field.
Yeah. And then he's the only one. I feel like I should be able to rattle off every 90s first baseman.
Yeah. I'm thinking that too.
Early 2000s. And for some reason, it's a little bit of a struggle. It's the being put on the spot. That's the hardest part. And I'm just looking at, I'm at places. Ooh, I think we might have already said it. Maybe not. Did anybody say Don Mattingly in this game?
Oh, I don't think so.
All right, let's go, Donnie Baseball. Let's go.
Good job.
Oh, got another one. Let's go. Oh, I'm getting excited now.
Uh-oh.
Come on, baby.
Oh, okay.
I might have two.
Oh boy. Okay, I gotta pick it up here.
Did we say? I'll give you one if we didn't say it. Did we say Tony Perez?
Yeah, you said Tony Perez.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, but then I only have one, not two.
Okay. Oh man. Well, we're probably getting close to the end here, but not quite yet.
I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling good too because I'm gonna say there are a couple names that I'm like, but did he play first?
Yep, I know it.
You know?
I know it. I mean, you could just say them, and I just be like, sure, okay.
Yeah, I could say Alvin Davis, and you'd be like,
sure,
oh, okay,
nice work.
No, let's do a real one because I'm coming at you with. I'm
about to double you up.
There was a first baseman.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of them. I'm doubling you up.
Oh my gosh, there's a guy for the Brewers, a big tall guy that played for the Brewers, played first base, and he was like a super duper home run hitter for 2 years or something, and then he faded out.
Yeah, always hit home run against
Richie
the Reds.
Sexson.
Oh, okay, there you go. Eric Karros.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's good.
Come on, struggle bus. Let's go.
Yeah. There should be a time limit, really, because this could go on forever, and this is terrible for people to watch. But
I don't really care about anybody watching or listening. If anything, they're yelling at the TV right now with 7 different first base. Put in the comments. In the comments, tell us the first baseman we're not saying.
Yeah.
I've got one locked and loaded, ready to go again.
I'm gonna get a text from my dad tomorrow with like 3 or 4 of them.
Guaranteed.
Okay, you have another one locked and loaded?
Yeah.
Wow, good for you. You're gonna end up beating me here. I feel like this has to be easy. Look, I'm thinking about, okay, so the A's, thinking about first baseman for them. And then you think about, okay, so stay in the American League West. So then who was the first baseman for, who was the first baseman for the, National League West? Padres. There's a name in my head that I'm thinking about as first baseman, like in the Tony Gwynn era, but I'm not positive about that. If he played first base. So
are you going to say Tony Gwynn?
No.
Say the name. I'll tell you if you did or not. This is a freebie.
I feel like Jack Clark keeps coming.
100%. Yeah.
Did he play first?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But I had to.
I have no idea if Jack Clark really played first
base.
But I'm going to give it to you. He had to play at least one game at first base.
Everybody's
played at least one game at first base. Everybody has.
Who were all the
take Jack Clark?
Edgar Martinez had to have
100%. He definitely did. Yes. Name a DH and they played first base. Right. I'm gonna go with Pablo Sandoval.
Oh,
little corner infielder. Yeah, a little corner infielder.
Okay. Good job. Oh, I think a similar guy that played a lot of third. He was with the Reds for a couple years. He had a grand slam, I want to say, on opening day to win the game or something like that. Was
Randy Milligan?
Randall.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yes. I know who you're talking about. Yes. Randy Milligan.
Never mind, because what is it? Something Randall.
I'm with you. I just don't know.
You know who else I think did that was Michael Young, I want to say.
Yeah.
Didn't Michael Young go from
Michael
third
Young,
to first at the end of his career?
Yes. So did a fella who played every single position in one season, Mr. Jose Oquendo.
And Buster Posey played a little bit of
Buster Posey did. You pretty much start naming catchers.
Yeah.
And you're almost guaranteed they played a game or two at first base.
Sure.
This could really get out of hand if we start going that. Because Mike Piazza for sure played a few games at first base. I can remember him in a Mets uniform at first base.
How many Molina brothers are there?
Yeah.
I mean,
tough.
Yeah.
It's getting tough. Do we just call it a draw?
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Unless you have somebody. You have somebody.
Not right now. Shake on it. Draw. Good work.
Draw. That was fun.
That was fun.
We could sit there and do that without the podcast.
Yes. That's more it. Then you open your phone and you go, Harvey Killebrew, Todd Helton, Gil Hodges, Mark Teixeira. Let's go, Fred. Steve Garvey,
Willie McCovey. How about Todd Helton? Jim Thompson.
Todd Helton.
Did you say that?
Oh, Rafi Palmeiro.
Right now, Paul Goldschmidt.
How
about Freddie Freeman?
Oh my gosh, how terrible are we at this game? There's your Derek Lee, Mike Sweeney. Oh my gosh. So bad on our part, bro. That is so bad. We're so much better than that.
I know.
We need like 7 people doing this. Willie McCovey, come on.
Yeah.
Get the heck out of town. I don't even know if Willie Stargell played first base. He might have been an outfielder. I don't know. I said it early. I said it early. I said it early and quick. He's a big son gun. I just figured he played first.
Yeah.
He could have been like Dave Parker, big son of a gun, and never played first.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Speaking of first baseman, this kid, Matt Rife.
He's hotter than a firecracker right now.
And
all over the place.
That's right.
My sister-in-law's in love with him.
Yeah. A lot of the ladies are.
I understand. I figured out where I know him from.
Okay.
So I turned it on.
Wild 'N Out, right?
Yeah.
Was he really?
He really was. He was on Wild 'N Out. Yeah. He was on Wildin' Out. It does make sense after you listen to this podcast. Not this podcast, but this special. Yeah.
Yep.
Wildin' Out. He was on Wildin' Out. And he was pretty good on it. I didn't know who he was. And like because sometimes there's people on there and I'm like, all right, I've seen them as a comedian. I've seen them as an entertainer, whatever. This dude, I was like, I don't know who this dude is, but he thought he was cool. He thought he was very cool when he was on Wildin' Out. Very cool. And because I was kind of making fun of him a little bit. And he took his shirt off twice, I'm pretty sure, on Wildin' Out to make somebody in talking spit.
Okay. That sounds right.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. So let's talk about our boy, Mr. Matthew Steven Rife. Rife?
Rife.
All right.
That's right.
That's Rife. What are you going to give this thing? Or no, I'll let you start it off.
I've heard all the hoopla. I
can't do that. I can't do that.
I've seen the clips on TikTok and that kind of thing. And it's some of it's I've seen some clips and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what the thing about this kid is. Obviously a good looking kid and everything.
I didn't think he was that good looking. I didn't think like you were talking about how people were throwing panties at him on stage. I mean, there was a lot of women.
Yeah.
And people love to yell in the middle of his specials. That was annoying. The crowd was terrible. Oh, that was the most annoying thing in the world.
And I feel like that's his kind of crowd.
Yeah, I feel like he liked it, but he wouldn't have, because during the special, they would zoom out, and as the crowd just screams stupid stuff. I mean, he did ask for them to say things, and that's fine. But then there was a bunch of times where they would just say stuff, and he would put like Batman, like pow, kaplooey, bazam, when they would do that in Batman. You know what I'm talking about? Where they would put the words up. They would put words like that so you could so you could see what the audience was actually saying.
Oh, okay.
In the audience, and it would be like, "Come on, man," and it would say, "Come on, man," like in the audience, and you could, so it was almost like he, like you said, that's how he kind of likes it. Like that's his thing.
It's just weird because you're not supposed to do that at a comedy show. And I think there were times where, because he even addressed, he was like, okay, so the participation part of the show is
officially over.
Don't yell stuff out.
Didn't stop him.
And Ghost Ice.
That was Ghost Ice.
For me and Chris, I'm battling with myself here because I want to be self-aware, and I'm like, don't be the old guy. Don't be the jealous guy. For me, he wasn't great for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it's not because his whole demeanor, he's 28-ish, I want to say.
Yeah, the whole F-boy demeanor that he's got.
Yeah. He seems like he's trying real hard to be cool and sexy and that kind of stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone is a turn off for me when I'm watching comedy.
So you could have been there yelling out what your red flags are.
Yeah,
you would have been like,
I have red flags for a comedian. Yes. It was just, his whole thing was just a little bit, I was just turned off by
the thinking too much about yourself. Feeling too good about yourself as a comedian doesn't feel right.
Yeah, and I even think that there are some things that he probably says and does that I think I'd be okay with if other comedians did it.
But because it comes out of his mouth?
Because it's him and just the way he is.
Wow.
I don't know.
You jelly at him teeth? Is it the teeth?
It's
not the hair. It's not the hair.
Well, he's got great hair. I mean,
I thought he needed a haircut.
Yeah. I mean,
he had a mop on his head.
Left it sloppy or whatever, but it's on purpose, I think. Yeah. But and here's the other thing I did after this special. I was like, okay, I just want to make sure I'm giving this guy the full chance.
Did you watch his last one?
I watched his. Yeah.
Was that better?
Before. Maybe like a couple of % better.
Yeah.
but pretty
Only
close.
OnlyFans, I think is what it
OnlyFans.
was.
That's right.
So I'm going to say this before you grade this thing out. I'm going to say this. I feel what you're going with all that stuff. This is very, and he's in his comedy is about his life, which is a 28-year-old, 20 whatever year old, good looking dude, right? Yeah. Funny stories about his grandpa, the what he got his grandpa for Christmas, and then at the very end, you know, that was real. He pulled at your heartstrings at the end with his grandpa passing away. Sorry, whatever you call this. What is it called? Spoiler alert. Yeah. So, but the comedy itself, I thought was well written, and I thought he did a good job of delivering his jokes. Thought he did well with his delivery. I thought he did good on coming back on a couple things. I do think there was some good stuff in this. I don't think it was. I see where you're coming from. But we're going to be different on this.
We are.
Did you get? Well, maybe we won't. We might be really close, but we might be close. But I'm starting to feel like you're going to be like low. Like we haven't given very many ones, but you're talking like this is a 1 something.
And here's the thing, I whether I like,
because I didn't go into the ones.
Okay, whether I like his personality or not, or just his demeanor, I'm still trying to grade for funny.
Sure, and I did laugh. I laughed quite a bit at this dude. I thought he had some good stuff in there.
And that's where I think we might definitely be different, because I didn't think he wrote his jokes real well. I didn't think he delivered them all that well.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought his delivery was pretty good. I thought that he didn't rush. I don't think that he was too slow. I think it felt like it flowed. He wasn't stepping over his words. Really? Yeah, I felt like as he was telling the story, he didn't get stumbled. I feel like he was very like I said, not too fast, not too slow, just kind of boom, right in the joke was delivered pretty well. Not going to say maybe that was the funniest joke, but the delivery of it itself, because that can be a problem with a lot of guys, like your boy, the ex-basketball player who gets way too fast.
Blake Griffin.
No, the guy whose dad always says he's gay and all that stuff, and he's got a Puerto Rican girlfriend.
Oh, Chris
Stefano. Like that dude gets way too quick. Like, come off that snow mountain you're on there, bro, and slow down a little bit.
Fast talkers.
Yeah, you need to get on the green mountain a little bit. Maybe slow you down a little.
My sister's going to see him in Columbus.
Nice.
I just there wasn't a lot about it that I liked.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be funnier because there's so much hype around this guy.
And they laughed. The crowd laughed at every single thing he said.
You know who else laughed at a lot of stuff he said?
Who's that?
Him.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I give you that. He did.
And sometimes
when he did the crowd, he did very little crowd work in this. And you were saying how big of a crowd work he is. He did the 3, let's go. And he was very proud of himself.
I felt like he spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, it was a lot of time. I guess it was a good 10, 15 minutes of it. Maybe not 15, 10 minutes or so. But when he did it, like, and it was, I didn't think it was terrible, but you're right. Like, he would step back and like bend over at the hip, like laughing at himself for a while. Mm-hmm. That didn't need to go. Just go on to the next one.
He also got too preachy for me. He spent too much time talking about, well, you know, I like dark humor, and
talking
and you know, people get too sensitive.
Hold on now. Sam Morril said the same thing. You love Sam Morril. He does the same thing in his comedy.
That's one of the things though that I mean. Some other comedians, not everybody, can talk about some of the same stuff he does, but I think it's funnier with some other people. But he's doing it.
I'm not saying the funny part of it, the jokes, those jokes are bad. I'm saying that people like Sam Morril will get preachy sometimes about how you need to take a joke
on podcasts for sure. I think when he does it during a set, he's doing it for a joke. He's making a joke out of it. I think
Bill Burr's like that. Bill Burr start to get a little preachy on you and then turn it into one of the funniest things you've heard yet.
And it's not going to take too long. Yeah. I feel like he took too much time to talk about it, and he was too serious for too long. I appreciate the relationship with his grandpa and everything. I need more jokes per minute is a term used a lot in comedy. The jokes per minute were terrible in this thing. I felt like he does stories. There are comedians that are really funny. Tom Segura is probably the best one. Story jokes.
I mean, I feel like one guy he actually named his special after it. Story time.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's his name? I can't remember his name now. Bert Kreischer. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. He's a big story guy too. Matt Rife just didn't quite do it for me. And like I said, I watched the other one right after that too, to see if it was just, I don't know. He just didn't do it like I thought he was going to.
I thought the jealousy thing for men when women have a friend, I thought that was a pretty good joke.
I liked the premise. I liked the idea of it.
Yeah. You didn't think the joke was very done very
well. I just didn't.
Man,
I just don't think he's that good yet.
All right, you're in the ones. What are you at? 1.15, 1.6,
2.1.
2.1. Oh, good for you for letting him get above. I wrote 3.0 and I realized I can't go 3.0, so I did 3.1. So we were one full number off.
Okay, not too bad. So maybe I gave him a couple of handsome tenths of a point or something. I don't know.
I don't think he was. I didn't think he was like super good.
I really don't care. That's just the big thing about him.
Yeah, I didn't when I first Yeah, but now that I remember him from Wild 'N Out, you could tell he thought he was something special on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah,
I liked him on Wild 'N Out. He was pretty good. He did a good job. He's not bad.
I did write some notes and I didn't say anything.
Did you know he was on Wild 'N Out, or did you just make that up?
No, I just guessed.
That's what I was about to tell you beforehand.
Like he would be.
I'm about to tell you that right beforehand. Oh, that's another one. Remember? Oh, I love this. Typical white person thing to say when you hang out with black people. I mean, I hang out, like, all of my friends are black. That
might be true, but
I'm sure it is. It's like,
he said it 4 times.
Yeah, I get you, bud. I got you, bro.
Another thing, he talked about the gym, and he clearly goes to the gym. He's in great shape. And you're gonna have stories about the gym if you do that. As soon as he mentioned bench press to start a joke, a story,
mm-hmm.
I said to myself, he's going to say a number. A number's coming out of his mouth.
Oh yeah.
A number came out of his
mouth.
He
wants you to know what it was. Exactly. And he even said, I wanted to get a new PR or something like that. He wanted to get a new,
It was only 255, but
yeah.
So blah, blah, blah. Knew that was coming. He didn't, I put down, he didn't write a lot of jokes. I just felt like I made that. He didn't write it. It didn't seem like he wrote a lot of jokes. He told a story. He dealt with somebody in the crowd. He made faces and it tried too hard to be cute and
snuggly.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Matt Rife. Rough review.
I'm sorry.
Out of the Schmidt man, but honest review.
Honest review. I'm not gonna, I'll still see plenty.
I feel like that dude stole a girlfriend from you back in the day.
Probably. Sounds like there's a good chance.
Sounds like if you listen to the podcast, there's a good chance. Was he ever friends with your girl? He was trying to get with her.
He is from Ohio.
He's from Columbus. That's right.
He said an hour west of Columbus.
Is that what he said? Mm-hmm. Did he say that in the thing?
He did. Oh. Or maybe it was in the other one.
I just heard him talking about I just heard him talking about Columbus.
He did the Columbus funny bone. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because he was talking about Columbus funny bone. Right.
Yeah. Yep. But he said small, like, nothing town.
I wonder if he was from Lancaster.
I don't know.
Lancaster or Hebron. We can get out there. I mean, I can't pretty Hebron, Ohio.
I forget that there's a Hebron, Ohio.
Hebron, Ohio. It's east of. Did he say east or west?
I'm pretty sure he said west.
Oh, west. That's not west. Those are both east. So if he's west, it could be Marysville. Marysville,
I feel like
Hilliard.
how
The
much
Hilliard's basically Columbus.
how much farther is there in Ohio, an hour west of Columbus?
Dayton.
Is that
You take 70 west and you get to about an hour and a half, hour and 15. You get to
southwest, right?
yeah,
I mean,
it's
I guess
southwest, but it's yeah. It's actually it's more due west, I think, than you think it is. It's pretty much due west because to get to Columbus, you're going northeast. To get to Dayton, you're going due north.
Okay.
I mean, I go to both.
Yeah.
Drive them all the time. And 70 comes straight across the country and it goes straight through Columbus and straight through Dayton.
Yeah.
Dayton could be a little south of Columbus, but they're pretty much
I guess I didn't realize it.
Yeah. London, Ohio is maybe about an hour west. Let's see, an hour west of Columbus is basically Dayton.
Huh. But he said it like a farm town, like a.
I mean, there's a ton of farm towns on there. There's Troy, there's Bellefontaine, there's, I mean, it's all everything west of Columbus is farm town until you get to Dayton. It's all farm town. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, look, I'm still.
How about that Ohio geography right there? Pretty good on.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about myself.
You are a well-traveled man.
Yeah, just in the state of Ohio.
Try quad state area.
Quad state.
All right, that's it.
Is that all?
I think.
Are you done?
Do we I mean, we have to pick a comedy and a Mount
I feel like
Rushmore
that needs to be done next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's pick it because I get the comedy segment this week, and I saw a couple of them on here. Because I'm I always go to Netflix, and I've given this girl so many tries. And I want to try it. I want to try it again.
Trying to think of who just came.
Oh, no way. Oh, no, this is 85 South. This is just all three of them. So these dudes, 85 South, you ever get a chance to watch this? This is Ghetto Legends. I'm sure it's great. 85 South, these three dudes, Carlos Miller, what's his name? Chico Bean, and anyway, what's his name? DC Young Fly. They're like, they've been on Wild 'N Out forever and are the best on there. And they're all from Atlanta, and they do this. They got this little traveling comedy skit thing they do called 85 South. I'm telling you right now, we're not going to do it on here, but if you get a chance to go to watch 85 South Legends, I think you'll laugh your petunias off.
Really?
Yeah. We could do it. You just want to do it? You want to do 85 South Legends? It's brand new, just came out. Ghetto Legends, 85 South on Netflix.
That's what
this is going to be kind of different. This is like three people doing like it all together.
Okay. I mean,
but it's going to be like stand-up. It's going to be like stand-up. They're going to have a band. It's going to be crazy. They're going to do some crowd work. But
85
South Ghetto Legends. And I won't do Amy Schumer because I'm going to be disappointed no matter what. I keep wanting her to come back and be really good again. And the last two just did not hit like I thought they would.
Okay.
So let's do this. Let's go. You've done a couple. You've made me watch a few things that I thought were like didn't make any sense to me. And I might have given somebody less than a 1. I wonder, I'd love to go back and see what I gave that John Mulaney and
Nick Kroll.
That special that you made me watch. Hey, for our stand-up special.
Oh, hello on Broadway.
Let's watch a musical. I can't wait. This will be great.
Musical.
I mean, hey, yummy dummy numana. I don't know. I can't even talk like an old-timey New Yorker. So bad.
George St. Keegan and Gil Faison.
Telephone.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever they called the telephone. Oh, my God, dude. It's a telephone. Nobody called it that ever. That was so hard to watch.
All right. 85 South.
85 South Ghetto Legends.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Did we do the Mount Rushmore of game shows? It feels a little bit like we did, but I'm not positive. And I'm not even sure I can, off the top of my head, think of 4 now.
Okay, I like
that
it.
would be on. I mean, a couple for sure, but
would Whose Line Is It Anyway be a game show? I mean, they give points out; they don't really matter. But
yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's my favorite line. Drew Carey always says on
that. Sure.
I'm probably still not going to have it on there.
There's they give the winners. Well, no, they just kind of
no, it's the same people every time.
This person won,
yeah.
right? And they don't actually get anything.
Yeah, and he would just make the points up and go, "You get 85 points just for."
That was one of the best parts of the show.
It was so great.
Funny. Yes, yeah. You get awarded points for your performance. That's fine.
There you go. All right, I like it. Mount Rushmore of game shows.
Game shows.
Well done. And in 85 South on Netflix, Ghetto Legends. I'm telling you, this is going. I've got high hopes for this, so this better be good because I love these 3 dudes on Wild 'N Out. They are hilarious. And I don't know if I ever told you this, but Wild 'N Out might be one of my favorite TV shows. Oh, that's a game show.
You
get points for it. They get points. Yeah, they do skits and it's 2 teams, and then you got to win. And they have a celebrity guest, and he wins a championship comedy belt, or $1 million chain, which is totally fake, obviously, but it just looks like it's got 5 billion diamonds in it. The comedy, what does he call it? The comedy $1 million chain. I can't remember. So anyway, if I'm counting that, I'm putting that on my Mount Rushmore. I mean, they're 20 seasons in, dude. Like, they're killing it.
Wow. I mean, Jeopardy's like, 50 seasons in or something like that, but whatever.
Jeopardy's automatically on there.
Okay, yeah.
I hate Jeopardy.
It's number 1 for me.
But I love Jeopardy for the fact that there are so many people that love Jeopardy. Like, and you know what the best part of Jeopardy? You know what? I'm sitting back.
I follow a guy, one of the guys who was really good for a long time that won a bunch of them in a row.
The guy who's doing it now?
No, different guy. I follow him on like Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, why not? Right?
Why not? He was just a really interesting guy.
I love watching you talk about TikTok. So I've seen videos on YouTube where they mash up where people can't get the $100 question for a sports question.
Yeah.
And these are the most genius people in the world. And they're like, hit 714 home runs in 19, or hit 61 home runs, or hit 60 home runs in 19, whatever, 20 something, 27, whatever year that was for the New York Yankees. It's like, oh my God, come on, Babe Ruth. 61 home runs in 1961 for the New York Yankees. Roger Maris. Come on, this is simple. But no, yeah, those crack me up.
Yeah.
Who won?
This man wore number 23 and played basketball in Chicago.
Won 6 titles in 7 years, 8 years. Anyway,
those are funny.
Those are good. So my favorite though are the people that you find out that are like Jeopardy crazy people. And you never knew it. Like, I got a buddy who watches Jeopardy every night, and his wife's like, yeah, man, he sits there, he says, rattles them off just as fast as they do. And I'm like, what? Him? And he's like, yeah. I was like, damn, I never would have thought that. I mean, it's almost like somebody saying me. Like, if somebody was like, oh yeah, Chris is really good at Jeopardy.
I mean, I wouldn't feel like that was
I don't know.
I mean, I love Jeopardy, and I feel so good when I get one right before the other people.
Yes.
But it doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen a lot.
Edmund Fitzgerald. I feel like that's an answer a lot.
That could be an answer. Yeah. This 16th century.
Who is Meryl Streep?
Meryl Streep.
What are champion socks? Who is Lou Gehrig? All right. So we've got Mount Rushmore of game shows, and we have for comedy on Netflix, 85 South, Ghetto Legends. I hope this is good, because if it's not, I feel like I'm never going to be allowed to talk about Wild 'N Out ever again on this show.
All right, that's the stipulation.
That's a stipulation.
If it gets less than a 3 from me.
All right, less than a 3. I feel like that's tough to do. The fact that Matt Rife got a 2-1 was pretty bad. Yeah, so on that note, don't forget to turn your headlights on.